The New Orleans Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen after an abysmal loss and a 7-game losing streak. Welcome into Saints Now. My name is Trace Gerard. I hope you guys have been enjoying your day. And I know you didn't enjoy your Sunday, but hopefully your Monday is a little bit better. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy about this move. Just got to say one quick thing. He is a human being. He is a man. I have nothing against him as a human, but as a football coach, he was not good enough. He was not getting the job done, and he just, quite frankly, was not a winner. And that is what this franchise needs. That's what this franchise deserves, and that's what the fan base deserves. So if you love the New Orleans Saints, and if you're excited that they finally made a good decision around Dennis Allen, I need you to type "who dat" in the comment section. We're currently live on the channel, so if you guys see this and we're still live, come in, hang out, and we'll chop it up on YouTube. But guys, this is really, really good news. So get those who dats in the comment section. I mean, this is a guy who his entire all-time record has never been a winner. 26-53. And as a New Orleans Saints head coach, he's 18-25. That is atrocious. He has never been a winning head coach. He finds creative ways to lose. He finds new ways to lose. And honest question, how many times has he won those close games? How many times have we seen the New Orleans Saints win a one-possession game over a team when Dennis Allen was the head coach? It's not been a lot. And like I said, this is the first time they've been on a 7-game losing streak since 1999, the Mike Ditka era. We are literally in the Mike Ditka era. We're living through it. Let that settle in. I wasn't even 1 year old. That is how bad this football team is playing. This is the worst we've ever seen it. And it's especially frustrating because that 2-0 start, remember, like, I know, crazy thought. Remember that 2-0 start? That was this season. And it feels like it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like, it doesn't even feel like the same team. It's just not, it's not ideal. This is not a good situation that the Dennis Allen created. And that is why he needed to go. It's not because he's a terrible human being. It's not because he can't appeal to players. It's not because he's a bad human being and he has all these issues and he's scared. No, he is just a bad head coach. And we do have the interim head coach named, and it is going to be Darren Rizzi, the Rizzler, the Riz God. Darren Rizzi is going to be the interim head coach for the New Orleans Saints for the remainder of the season. He's the special teams coordinator, like I mentioned, and like it says right here. In case you didn't know anything much about him, I think that this is a good decision for the New Orleans Saints because he's been around the team for a few years now. And with Clint Kubiak, sure, he could have been a good option, but this is the first year Kubiak's been with the New Orleans Saints. This is also, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of problems right now for Clint Kubiak with the offense, with players being injured, bad gameplay. Like, it's just, there's a lot of things that they need to fix. And I think that bringing in Darren Rizzi as the interim is a good move. And this is the second time he has been fired mid-season. I mean, guys, like, what are we doing here? Like, this, I honestly, honest question or honest thoughts. When I came into work this morning, I came in a little bit early. I was talking to my bosses, and they were like, "Do you really think Dennis Allen would get fired in the middle of the season? Like, are the Saints a team that would do that?" And I said, probably not. Like, they're a team that they pride themselves in loyalty. They pride themselves on being a well-run organization. And in my personal opinion, bad teams and bad organizations fire coaches in the middle of the season. That being said, this is a move that needed to happen. The Saints right now have the 3rd overall selection in the 2025 NFL draft, so they have really good draft real estate right now. A lot of big things coming for the New Orleans Saints, but in this moment right now, I need to get your one-word reaction. There's so many big things coming. There's so many things that can change here in the next, not even just few hours, in the next 24 hours with the trade deadline coming up, but this offseason and the rest of the season and all of that. Like, there's so much that can happen here. So let me know right now, what is your one-word reaction? Because we could think about everything in the future, but I want you to focus on right now, your one-word reaction. And also, while you're down in the comment section, I encourage you to go find the link to Game Time. It's an amazing ticketing app. And I know that Saints games have been tough to watch for the past few years now since Dennis Allen has been the head coach. I would know. The only Saints game that I've been to, Dennis Allen was the head coach. And, yeah. That guy stunk. So I'm so glad he's gone. But if you now want to go watch the New Orleans Saints take on the Atlanta Falcons under a new coach, a new life, a new pulse, check out the Game Time app. We can get you $20 off your first purchase if you use our code CHATSPORTS. They have a feature called Game Time Picks that I personally am a big fan of. And Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on seats, so that way you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. It filters out the fluff. It takes away all the stress of trying to find the best deal, and it just shows you tickets you're interested in for a great price. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Like I said, terms do apply, but download Game Time to get tickets to live events, concerts, comedy shows, theater, sporting events, whether it's college, professional, or anything in between. The link is in the comments and description of this video. Use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Okay, so really quick, I have some interesting information coming in from Mickey Loomis. It's a quote about the firing of Dennis Allen. Tom Pelissero was the one to report it. Dennis Allen is an excellent football coach. This season, we have had an avalanche of injuries. It took its toll, excuse me. Dennis Allen has never offered excuses. He fought each day for this organization and this team, and that is what makes today disappointing. Dennis has been an integral part of this organization's success for the better part of 20 years. He will be missed. No, he won't. No, he won't, because if you guys were here in the live show, Gail Benson, listen to this report from Nick Underhill. Gail Benson began meeting with players last week to get a feel for what was wrong with the Saints, and at the end, she and the organization decided to act. So, Mickey, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you there, dude. I don't think I agree with you. Gail Benson, the frickin' owner herself, met with players, and they decided this was the fix. If I'm Mickey, I'm starting to update my LinkedIn and my Indeed profile. Just saying. Anyway, so moving forward, there are some head coach candidates out there that are really, really intriguing. Nobody listed on this list right now is like a college coach. To be totally honest, I haven't done enough research on coaches that are currently in college right now. I can tell you right now, I'm not really interested in bringing in Deion Sanders. I think he's a better coach for the college level because his whole appeal is I know how to get you to the league, and that's kind of the draw. I think he's a great recruiter and all that, but that is a much bigger factor in college football than it is in the National Football League. I love the idea of Joe Brady or Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick, Frank Smith, Cliff Kingsbury. Those are all guys that I would love to see come into New Orleans. All offensive minds. Most of these guys are young, fresh, innovative, and have creative play calling abilities. You can also talk about Aaron Glenn. He has ties to New Orleans. He's the defensive coordinator in Detroit. He's been doing a great job with the Lions since he's moved up to the Motor City. Brian Flores, I like him as an option. I don't love him as an option. I think that teams can easily figure him out. I love the idea of Mike Vrabel. Bill Belichick, I mean, he can stable the ship maybe, but not totally interested. And John Gruden. Those are all options that I wouldn't necessarily hate. If I had to pick a top three, it's probably, in no particular order, Ben Johnson, Gruden. I'm between Slowick or Cliff Kingsbury. Could you go defensive mind? Sure. But I really don't want to do a defensive mind. Dennis Allen put a sour enough taste in my mouth around having a defensive head coach that I'm over it. I don't want to do it. I would like to just move on. I'd like to have a young, smart, offensive mind to carry this team for the foreseeable future. That's what I want. I don't want us to have to go and redo this in a couple of years because we have make a bad hire. Just go get a smart move. Take your time right now. This is the beauty of it. You have your time right now to start looking ahead at head coaches. Do that. Don't wait. Don't be the last coach to hire. Don't wait like you did with the offensive coordinators. Clint Kubiak, jury's out in my opinion on him. I've seen some good. I haven't seen a lot. But I just got to say this. You have time to make a good hire here. You have the ability to do enough of research to know what you're looking for and to know exactly what you need and know exactly who that is. So do not drop the ball on this. Please, please, please do not drop the ball on this. And I'll tell you what, trade deadline, we are filming this on Monday, November 4th in the morning. Trade deadline's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time, November 5th. It feels like there's a couple other things, like college football playoff, and then I feel like there's like some ads or something that we might stop seeing tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you subscribe and lock us in because we're going to be breaking down any sort of updates, any sort of news. I think Marshawn Lattimore is a player that could get traded. Chase Young is a player that could get traded. And moving forward, Darren Rizzi, the current interim Saints head coach, will have some decisions to make alongside Mickey Loomis. So this is why you need to subscribe, and this is why you need to lock us in. And moving forward, here's what we got on the schedule for New Orleans. You have the Falcons coming to town, and I'm not going to sit here and play the Cinderella game because, quite frankly, this team just is not a Cinderella story. This is, the ugly duckling more than anything. But I've seen a lot of instances where team fires head coach, team wins their next game. That would be pretty cool to steal one from the Falcons. That would be pretty dope. Then you bring in Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns to town. You get to week 12 and you have a bye, so you get some time to recover, try and get healthy, maybe get some players back. Week 13, there is some chatter that Eric McCoy could return around week 13, so hopefully that can happen. That would be a big-time return, or that would be a big-time player to get back onto the roster. The Giants, you have to travel up to New York and to take on the Daniel Jones, Brian Dable, Malik Neighbors, a lot of players, Azeez Ojulari, some talent on that team. Week 15, Jaden Daniels comes back to the boot for the first time since being at LSU. That will be an interesting game. I'm sure a lot of LSU fans will show out for that one. You have to go play in the cold in December against the Packers. That's going to be a tough one. Week 17, the Raiders come to town, and then you finish the season in Tampa Bay. And right now, the New Orleans Saints have an opportunity to just let the season finish. You have the third overall pick. You have the third overall pick. The worst thing you could do right now is go win 5 games. The worst freaking thing you could do is win 5 games. And I said it yesterday, I think the only 2 games that were 100% locks to win were the Panthers game yesterday and the Raiders game. They clearly lost the Panthers game. So at this point, I don't even think there's a game you definitely can win. So just, maybe mail it in. Maybe just be bad. Maybe throw Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener out there. Let them keep duking it out. Maybe just let the injuries be injuries and try again next year. It sucks to say that when you're going into week 10. But, guys, this is where we're at. So if you guys want to follow me on social media, I've been posting a lot on my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok, so be sure to give me a follow. I've been especially a popular person out in the city of Atlanta, down in the, I guess you could call it, a state of Georgia. So go check it out if you want to see what Falcons fans have been saying about me on Twitter, at TraceGerard48. It's the same name on all profiles, except for on Instagram. I have a underscore behind it. So be sure to give me a follow. Y'all stay golden. Dennis Allen is gone. The boogeyman is out of New Orleans.